All right, in today's video, I'm going to take you to go see the Matthew Rift band. Matthew Rift, that's my newest band. I'm in 3 bands now. You're watching my musical success journey. I'm Ivan, and I'm going to take you to go meet my latest band, band number 3, Matthew Rift. So, going to do it right now. All right, I'm here at Matthew Rift's studio, and I am going to introduce you to the band. So let's go in here, and that is Zig.
Hello.
Introduce yourself, Zig.
My name is Zig. How you guys doing? I am the drummer for this project here.
He's a really good drummer too.
Thank you.
He's a really good drummer.
Everybody's good here.
Yeah.
Good.
But
Lots of good musicians.
yeah, so Matthew Rift, what do you think? You like the project?
Very good project. Yes.
I like it too. I don't know where I'm looking. Oh, there I'm looking at. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Top shelf musicians. Great project.
We do the best we can.
Yes.
But I'll kind of show you where Zig sits. That's where he sits, and I sit right there, and Matthew usually stands right in front of this microphone, if you can see it, and that's what we do. We have fun.
We play rock and roll.
That's right. All right, Zig, thank you, man.
Thank you. See you guys. See you at the show. Be there.
Yeah, man. All right, we're here at Matthew Rift Studio. I'm the bass player for Matthew Rift right now. I am. You met Zig earlier, the drummer, and now you're going to get to meet Matthew Rift. So, without further ado. All right, hello, Matthew.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good. So, how long have you been playing music?
Oh, geez, since I was about 13, 14, something like that. I didn't take it seriously until I was about 16. So about 30 years. I'm afraid to say it's been that long, and I'm that old.
Yeah, so I appreciate you having me as part of this project.
Hey, I'm glad to have you here, man. I appreciate all the hard work you guys are putting into it. Sounds really good. It's coming together. We're making it sound like a project.
Yep, I'm having a lot of fun.
Awesome.
It's challenging at the same time. Some of your bass riffs, I'm like, whoa.
I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm making it a hard time on everybody.
There you
That's how I do it.
But so how many other like bands have you been in? Over the
2
years?
main bands besides this project. Basically, Blackout was the first, like, my main project I started with, where you had to open up for some good sized acts and stuff, including Chili Peppers, Queens of the Stone Age, Trapped, Shinedown, people like that. So I was very happy to play with them. They're great guys and everything. The band ended up breaking up later, just after years of trying to do it, and people went separate ways. I actually ended up leaving ahead of time because I was driving really far, and I just felt like we were kind of musically going different directions, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then it was a few years before I found some more guys to work with. That was the same kind of thing where we didn't really get the same exposure, but it was fun musically. I learned a lot about engineering, and let's see, that was basically it lasted a couple of years. We had a singer that lasted for a while, and then we looked for another singer, and then we couldn't find somebody, and then he came back. And then I started to have trouble with my ears. I have tinnitus, even though I was the one that wore earplugs all the time. That's ironic that I'm the one that wore earplugs, and now my ears ring. Thankfully, it's not too bad. It's only when it's super quiet that I hear it.
Yeah.
So I always had trouble finding singers and stuff. So actually, backpedal a little bit, because of the ear thing. That was one of the reasons I said I didn't want to hold the other guys back. I ended up playing acoustically for like a couple of years after that. I basically didn't hear a drum kit. I didn't hear any loud guitars for a long time, and still I'm like, you know what, my ears aren't going to get any better, and I want to go back to playing rock and roll loud. So a friend of mine, Greg, that I was playing the acoustic type stuff with, he was doing bongos, that sort of thing, percussion. We're like, hey, you know what, let's go ahead and set it up. I ended up installing a window into my studio so that we could keep the drums on the other side. I could protect my eardrums. And we found a couple different bass players that just didn't work out, and it never really got off the ground. And the thing was, I ended up becoming a singer at that point. Again, I had such a hard time finding vocalists and people that were just dedicated in the same kind of way. And I was not fantastic at it all. I'm always going to try and learn. That's all I can do. I'm better now than I was 10 years ago, of course. But
right.
A lot of it had to do with learning keys, learning, hey, put a capo on your guitar. And change the key of the song, and sometimes that makes all the difference in the world. I have recordings to prove that. I just showed you one, Ivan, recently.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, just one thing. That song in particular, that sounded totally different, 3 keys down. I meant to ask your opinion on that. What did you think of the vocals?
It's different. I mean, you get used to hearing something a certain way, and then when you hear it, you're like, something not right, Yeah,
it was 3 keys lower, so it's amazing how much of a difference it can be, if you change the key of the song and find your niche or whatever. But that's why I started doing vocals. I'm like, all right, well, I know I'm going to write the songs. I know I can depend on myself to do it, but now I need to find people to play the parts behind me. So I do play drums, but it's not good enough to do what I wanted to do. So I programmed the drums on Easy Drummer, actually, which I don't have pulled up at the moment, but it was from Tune Track Easy Drummer. I programmed everything on that. All the recording and mixing was done on Pro Tools on my PC, and then that eventually started to go the way of the dinosaur and become extinct. So I upgraded to Mac, and now I have PreSonus Studio One. So that is the other system I use for mastering.
So I have a question,
Sure.
and this is in regards to myself, because I'm a little narcissistic.
We all are. That's all we got here, man.
But how did you find me?
It was Bandmix.
It was on Bandmix.
Yeah, it was on Bandmix. Yeah.
And I know, because I've been on Bandmix a lot, and there's like, you look at people's stuff and you're just like, yeah, I don't know. Was there something about my profile on there that you said, well, let me contact him and see if he's interested?
I'll be perfectly honest with you, it was the exact day that Yazva, who we had actually only played with a couple of times, or actually, we met him like 2 weeks beforehand. We had him audition. Good personality. He was, really good player and everything, and seemed like it was going to work out. And then he ended up having to work out of state for several months, and so that's where we found out, okay, this is not going to work out. And then he, thankfully, he said, hey, I'm sorry, dude, I can't do this. And so it was that exact. I found out at 4:30 in the morning, right before I went to work. By the way, I'm the paint shop manager at the Art Institute, so that's what I do for a living. I wish I could make money doing this, and that is my intention to do that.
Amen.
But anyhow, cool. I love it. So anyhow, yeah, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to let this discourage us. We were this close to making this happen. So I said, I'll pay the extra money or whatever to be able to contact random people on Bandmix. And so I looked through there, and honestly, Ivan, you were like one of a handful of people I saw all at the same time. I'm like, okay, this is a maybe, this is a maybe, this is a maybe. So I'll be honest with you, I can't remember if there was a particular thing other than it seemed like this guy sounds like he's driven. So, all right, and he's in the neighborhood. Okay, all right, cool. Plays 5-string. That's great. I need somebody who can do both. All right, let's give it a shot. And you came out that exact same day that Yazva said he was done. So I'm like, all right, let's try it out. And here we are.
Yeah,
later.
I'm a little motivated, so. But hey, I wanted to say thank you for inviting me over here and having me, because I enjoy myself when I come here.
Awesome, thanks, man.
And like I said, it's a challenge sometimes, and I'm sure you see that in me, but hey, that's part of the journey, right?
Exactly, 100%. Yeah, we all come up with things where you're like, oh, I don't know how you pulled that off or whatever, but I always like learning something new. And, and I'm very grateful for you being here and stuff. I know you were kind of, it seemed like you wanted to dip out at one point. We're like, no, you can't do that.
Oh, I was totally not confident, because some of the riffs you were throwing at me, I'm like, I don't know if I could pull that off. Oh. But you worked with me.
Yep.
You were patient, and I think it's coming together.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Yeah, and it's recognizing what works for the song, and sometimes somebody has a different way of approaching it. And my main thing for you is, I'm like, you have a good ear and you have good timing. And you can't teach those two things. You can teach somebody riffs, you can teach them scales, you can teach them all these different things, but you can't teach feel, you can't teach timing. No. That's kind of like teaching somebody to like a flavor of food or something. You can't, some things are required, but some things, you just dig it,
Yeah, I agree. Well, I want to thank you for taking time out of your evening.
Absolutely, thanks.
And thank you for having me here, and that's all I got to say.
Hey, looking forward to the future. If we got a nice, happy future, you know, of production and going out and making people bob their heads, you know, enjoy, you know.
I guess before I go, is there anything you'd like to say to people who are on a musical journey like we are? Any words of wisdom, encouragement, anything like that?
If I was more successful, I'd feel confident about that.
I hear you.
No, I just say, man, you know what? If you're the main thing, like we always talk about, you, me, and Zig, and other musicians I've spoken with, if you're not enjoying it, then what are you doing it for? You know, so
exactly.
Have fun with it. Try and do your best to be, you know, not to sound cheesy or whatever. It sounds so cliche, but hey, be your best you. That's all you can do. You know, that's it. Because I mean, when I grab my guitar, I'm like, okay, I don't need to necessarily do this, or this, but what I do need to do is make myself happy and enjoy what I'm doing. Because it doesn't matter if I can play, you know, X, Y, and Z. You know, if you don't have a smile on your face when you're done with it, and you put down the instrument or get done with your engineering, whatever you're doing, your artwork, whatever you're doing, doesn't matter what it is. You're writing a story, anything, whatever your day is, have fun with it. Because it's the only chance you get, you know, only chance you get as far as you know, at least, you know. Don't want to mess with it in the next life or anything, you know.
The key is having fun, man.
Exactly, that's it. The next life you might have another chance to do it. That's great, but we're going to worry about right now.
All right, I appreciate your time, Matthew, man. Thank you.
You got it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for watching. That was my Matthew Riff band, my latest band. I appreciate you watching my videos. I'm Ivan, and this is my musical success journey. Thanks for watching.